at all. So you're welcome to do the same thing. Yes, head on up.
That's all right. What?
Hello, can you hear us okay?
Yep.
All right, we'll kick things off. Henry, our first question comes from John Zenor. John?
Henry, how would you describe this experience? You go from a 3-7 team to a national championship game, and you made such a big impact on the defense along the way and getting there.
It's honestly just been a blessing to be able to be a part of something so special, be able to be a part of a team and a group of guys that, we strive for greatness every day. It's been a huge blessing.
Next question will be from Nick Kelly. Nick?
Hey, Henry, Coach Saban called their tight end Brock Bowers one of the premier players in college football. What is it going to take for you guys to kind of slow him down and limit him?
Just play sound football, fundamental football, be able to tackle, cover him in the space. He's a tremendous player. So it's going to be a huge challenge for us. He did a lot of things against us last game. So, just really honing into the fundamentals and being able to, execute in our game.
Next question will be from Steve Croner. Steve?
Henry, following up on that, going back to the game last month, did you guard him at all? And I'm from the San Francisco Chronicle, so I'm doing, a Bay Area story. Did you know of Bowers when you were playing at De La Salle? I know you're a couple of years older, but is there any Bay Area connection at all? Did you talk about your Northern California connections after the game, that kind of thing?
Definitely heard about him. Never really had a relationship with him. Heard about him. The California guys try to stay together. So really heard about him. Knew he was a great player coming out of high school. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Next question will be from Trey Wallace. Trey?
Phil Mathis says, "What's up?"
Hey, Henry, thanks for taking the time. I just want to go back just for a minute, if you might. Coming off last year, this time last year, a lot of uncertainty about potentially what your future was going to be and where you were going to play. How has the last year been from you transferring from Tennessee to Alabama and now?
It's been, like I said before, it's been a huge blessing. Being able to be in the position that I am and, being able to be in this game, being with a group of guys and the coaches. It's been a blessing. I can't complain about nothing that I've been through. I love every single part of my road, and I'm honored and truly blessed to be where I'm at.
All right. Next, we'll hear from Charlie Potter. Charlie, you're up.
Yeah. Hey, Henry. First off, happy birthday. But secondly, just
Appreciate it.
want to ask you about Kyrie Jackson. Just what did you think about the way he played and his kind of not first start, but really extensive action last game out against Cincinnati? And just what kind of corner is he?
Yeah, me and Kyrie came in around the same time. Kyrie's been working really hard. He deserves it. He stepped up big time for us. He does a tremendous job at the corner position, and he's a hard worker. He's going to come in day out and work, try to learn everything that he can. And he's really talented. So, being able to have him out there, do what he does. He's a natural baller. So, Kyrie's a huge piece to our defense.
The next question comes to us from Dennis Dodd. Dennis?
Hey, Henry. I think it was almost 4 months between the time last year where you entered the transfer portal and then decided on Alabama. What was that time like? And were you kind of surprised at the interest you got?
I tell a lot of people that, entering the transfer portal was kind of one of the craziest times of my life. Being able to be, kind of start the recruiting process over. And I was just truly blessed to be able to have the schools that, were interested in me. I landed here, had a relationship with the coaches here before. It was kind of a rough time, but, I'm happy that I had, my family, my parents, my brothers and sisters be able to, help me, guide me to, ultimately making Alabama home.
Right, the next question comes from Michael Casagrande. Michael?
Yeah, Henry, how have you seen Brian Branch progress throughout the season to become the starter he's become at Star?
Yeah, Branch has been, a huge part for us too. He does a great job. He's physical, and he communicates a lot. He does a really great job, and I think our whole secondary does a great job. We all feed off of each other, so I think we all gel well as a secondary.
Our next question comes from Daniel Tortora.
Henry, just what you can say about being on a team that has so many former head coaches with Nick Saban, just what it's like to have a bunch of head coaches in the room that have experience at the NFL level as well as collegiately, and just what that does for you as a player.
It's huge, being able to have coaches that know how the game is supposed to look, how you're supposed to play. It's huge for us as players being able to have guys like that. We love them, we trust them, and it's the knowledge. This game is full of knowledge. You got to know a lot of things in this game, and being able to have guys, who's been at the higher level, who knows, this game through the in and out, and being able to feed us with that knowledge is huge.
All right, our next question comes from Lane Higgins. Lane, go ahead.
Hey, Henry, I know that you've kind of been on the other side and more outside of this Georgia-Alabama rivalry until this year, but, I'm curious if you could talk about like the mental challenge that you think Georgia might have in facing you guys, just because Alabama kind of has always had Georgia's number in that. And, from the outside, do you see this Georgia-Alabama rivalry as, I guess, how do you see that?
Looking from the outside in, it's always been a hard fought game. Georgia's going to come out and play the hardest game. They're a great team. And I don't think they have any, mental or kind of something blocking them mentally from, winning. I think Georgia's going to come out and play hard, fast and physical as they usually do. They're going to play their game. Georgia's a tremendous team. And it's up to us to answer the bell, how we respond, how we execute, how we do, how we play, and we're excited for the challenge.
All right, our next question will come from Trey Wallace. Trey, go ahead.
Hey, Henry, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be your fourth time playing Georgia, dating back to your days at Tennessee. How much have you seen, Georgia grow over the last 2 to 3 years? And what's it going to be like with this matchup going against Stetson Bennett, who you are familiar with?
Georgia's always been Georgia. Big, fast, physical, trying to punch you in the mouth every single down. So like I said before, it's a huge challenge for us, being able to answer the bell. But, my fourth time playing them now, I'm excited. It's always a huge challenge. It's always one of those games that I mark on my calendar to be able to execute. I got to put my best foot forward. And that's every single game. But, Georgia has that extra fight in them, that dog in them, that they're never going to back down, and they're always going to keep punching.
All right, Henry, thank you for your time. We'll let Phil step up here, and we'll see you in Indianapolis. Wrapping things up here tonight will be defensive lineman Phil Mathis.